The vast expanse of space stretched out before the Galactic Council's grand meeting hall. Representatives from 100 different alien races sat in tiered seats, their varied forms a testament to the diversity of life in the universe. At the center of it all stood High Counselor Zixnera, a tall, imposing figure with shimmering blue skin and 4 piercing eyes. Order. Order in the council. Zixnera's voice boomed across the hall, silencing the murmurs. We are here to discuss the integration of the newly discovered species from the Sol system, the humans. A holographic image of Earth appeared above the central platform, slowly rotating to show the blue and green planet in all its glory. As you can see, Zixnera continued, their world is rich in resources, but the species itself. He paused, his upper lip curling in what could only be described as disgust. The species itself is disappointing, to say the least. The council members leaned forward, their curiosity piqued. Our initial observations show that humans are physically weak compared to most spacefaring races. Their lifespans are short, their bodies fragile. They lack natural defenses and have no inherent psychic abilities. A series of images flashed across the holographic display. Humans going about their daily lives, working in offices, playing in parks, sleeping in their homes. But surely, High Counselor, a small green-skinned alien piped up, they must have some redeeming qualities to have achieved space travel. Zixnera's 4 eyes blinked in unison. Their technological advancements are adequate, but they pale in comparison to even our most basic systems. What's more concerning is their nature. The hologram shifted to show scenes of human conflict, arguments, fights, wars. Humans are prone to violence, yes, but they lack the courage to face true challenges. When confronted with superior force, they cower and submit. Their history is littered with examples of entire populations yielding to conquerors, choosing subservience over honorable resistance. A ripple of disdain spread through the council chambers. It is the opinion of the research committee, Zixnera declared, that humans be classified as a Class C species, suitable for integration into the Empire, but only in subservient roles. The council erupted into debate. Some argued for even harsher treatment, while a few voices called for more time to study this new race. As the arguments raged on, a small ship entered Earth's orbit. Inside, Ambassador Lyra of the Galactic Empire prepared to make first contact. She had studied the reports, seen the holograms, but nothing could prepare her for the reality of meeting these humans face to face. The ship landed in a designated area, surrounded by human military forces. As Lyra stepped out, she was greeted by a delegation led by United Nations Secretary-General Amina Okafor. "Welcome to Earth," Amina said, her voice steady despite the momentous occasion. "We are honored to receive you as representatives of the Galactic Empire." Lyra's translator conveyed the message, and she responded with practiced diplomacy. "The honor is ours, to welcome a new race into the fold of galactic civilization." As they walked towards the conference building, Lyra couldn't help but notice the odd expressions on the faces of the humans around her. They seemed so small, so fragile. How had they even managed to survive this long? Inside, negotiations began. Lyra presented the Empire's offer: protection, technology, and a place within the galactic community. In return, Earth would provide resources and manpower for the Empire's ever-expanding reach. "And what would be our status within this empire?" Amina asked, her eyes sharp and focused. Lyra hesitated for a moment. "You would be valued members of our society. There are, of course, different levels of citizenship based on a species' capabilities and contributions." Amina's expression hardened. And where exactly would humans fall in this hierarchy? The atmosphere in the room grew tense. Lyra could sense the barely contained indignation from the human delegates. Perhaps they weren't as docile as the reports suggested. "I'll be frank," Lyra said, deciding that honesty might be the best approach. "Based on our assessments, humans would initially be granted Class C citizenship. This is still a great honor, and Class C. Amina interrupted, her voice cold. And what exactly does that entail? Lyra explained the terms: restricted travel rights, limited access to advanced technologies, and primarily labor-oriented roles within the Empire. With each word, she could see the human's expressions darken. So, in essence, Amina said slowly, "You're offering us glorified servitude." "I wouldn't put it that way," Lyra backpedaled. "It's an opportunity to be part of something greater, to learn and grow under the Empire's guidance." Amina stood up, her posture straight and defiant. "Ambassador Lyra, we appreciate your offer. But if this is the Empire's idea of partnership, I'm afraid we must decline. Humanity has fought too long and too hard for its freedom to simply hand it over, no matter how shiny the cage might be." Lyra was stunned. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. These humans were supposed to be cowardly, eager to accept any protection offered. As she looked around the room at the determined faces of the human delegates, she realized that the Galactic Council might have severely underestimated this young species. Little did any of them know, this was just the beginning. Humanity's true test, and its chance to prove its worth to the galaxy, was yet to come. Dr. Aisha Khan stood in her dimly lit laboratory, her eyes fixed on the strange alien device before her. It was a small, cube-shaped object, no bigger than her palm, with intricate patterns etched into its metallic surface. The device had been smuggled out of a crashed alien ship, against the strict orders of both Earth's governments and the Galactic Empire. "This is it," Aisha muttered to herself, her heart racing with excitement and fear. This could change everything. For months, she had been working in secret, studying the alien technology that the Empire had deemed too advanced for humans. The rejection of the Empire's offer had left Earth in a precarious position, isolated and vulnerable in a vast, uncaring universe. Aisha picked up the cube, turning it over in her hands. As her fingers traced the patterns, the device hummed to life, projecting a holographic display filled with complex equations and diagrams. "Incredible," she breathed, her mind racing to understand the information before her. Hours passed as Aisha worked tirelessly, translating and decoding the alien data. As the first rays of sunlight began to peek through her laboratory windows, she finally sat back, her eyes wide with realization. "It can't be," she whispered. "But if this is true—" The door to her lab burst open, making her jump. Her assistant, Alex, rushed in, his face pale with urgency. "Dr. Khan, you need to see this." He turned on the large screen on the wall, switching to a news channel. The reporter's voice filled the room. "Repeat, an unknown alien fleet has entered our solar system. The Galactic Empire has issued a galaxy-wide alert, calling all allied races to prepare for war." Aisha's blood ran cold. She looked at the alien device in her hand, then back at the screen showing grainy footage of massive dark ships approaching Mars. "Alex," she said, her voice steady despite her racing heart, "get me a secure line to the United Earth Defense Council. Now." Within hours, Aisha found herself standing before the most powerful people on Earth. Military leaders, scientists, and politicians from every nation had gathered in an underground bunker, their faces grim as they discussed the impending threat. "Dr. Khan," General Maria Rodriguez addressed her, "you claim to have made a discovery that could help us. We're listening." Aisha took a deep breath and stepped forward. "The alien device I've been studying. It's not just a data storage unit. It's a key to unlocking human potential." She explained her findings, how the device contained information about the human genome and its hidden capabilities. "We've only been using a fraction of our true potential," she said. "This technology can awaken abilities we never knew we had." The room erupted into chaos, with voices shouting questions and expressing disbelief. "Quiet." The UN Secretary-General Amina Okafor's voice cut through the noise. She fixed Aisha with a piercing gaze. "Dr. Khan, are you certain about this?" Aisha nodded. "I am. But there's a catch. The process is untested, and potentially dangerous. We don't know the full effects it could have on the human body and mind. General Rodriguez leaned forward. And you're suggesting we use this untested technology on our soldiers? With an alien invasion at our doorstep? Not just soldiers, Aisha replied. Everyone. Every human being capable of undergoing the process. It's the only way we stand a chance against this threat. The room fell silent as the weight of her words sank in. Finally, Amina spoke. The risks are enormous. But so is the threat we face. She looked around the room, meeting the eyes of each leader present. We need to make a decision. Do we take this leap into the unknown, or do we face our potential extinction as we are? The tension in the room was palpable. Humanity stood at a crossroads, facing a decision that would alter the course of their species forever. General Rodriguez was the first to speak. I say we do it. Better to go down fighting with everything we've got than to cower in fear. One by one, the other leaders nodded their agreement. Amina turned to Aisha. Dr. Khan, how quickly can you set up this process on a global scale? Aisha's mind raced, calculating the logistics. With every available resource and full global cooperation, we could begin the first treatments within 48 hours. Then that's what we'll do, Amina declared. She stood, addressing the room. Let's show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of. We've been labeled as cowards, but now we'll show them what it means to be human. As the leaders dispersed to set the plan in motion, Aisha looked down at the alien device in her hand. She had unlocked its secrets, but the true test was yet to come. The fate of humanity now rested on her discovery and the courage of every man, woman, and child on Earth to embrace the unknown. The countdown to humanity's rebirth had begun. The world held its breath as the alien fleet drew closer. Cities across the globe had been converted into massive treatment centers, where millions of people lined up to undergo Dr. Khan's enhancement procedure. The air was thick with tension and hope. In New York, Sarah Chen stood in line, her heart pounding. She watched as person after person entered the treatment pod and emerged minutes later, looking dazed but somehow different. Next, called a tired-looking nurse, Sarah stepped forward, her legs shaky. Name? The nurse asked. Sarah Chen, she replied, her voice barely a whisper. The nurse nodded and gestured to the pod. Step in, please. Remember, you may feel some discomfort, but try to stay calm. Sarah took a deep breath and entered the pod. As it closed around her, she felt a moment of panic. Then, a warm light enveloped her, and she felt a tingling sensation spread through her body. Moments later, the pod opened. Sarah stumbled out, feeling dizzy. But as she steadied herself, she realized something had changed. The world around her seemed sharper, clearer. She could hear conversations from across the room, as if they were right next to her. And when she looked at her hand, she saw faint lines of energy pulsing beneath her skin. All around the world, similar scenes played out. People emerged from treatment pods with enhanced senses, increased strength, and abilities they were only beginning to understand. In London, a young man named James discovered he could move objects with his mind. In Lagos, a woman named Bedora found she could heal wounds with a touch. And in Tokyo, an elderly man named Hiroshi realized he could communicate telepathically with those around him. As the newly enhanced humans grappled with their abilities, the alien fleet entered Earth's orbit. Massive ships blotted out the sun, casting long shadows over terrified cities. In the United Earth Defense Headquarters, Dr. Khan stood before a bank of screens, monitoring the global situation. General Rodriguez burst into the room, her face grim. They're here, she announced, and they're not responding to any of our communications. Dr. Khan nodded, her face set with determination. Then it's time to see what humanity can do. Across the planet, enhanced humans were mobilized. Those with combat training were quickly organized into defense units, while others were assigned to support roles based on their new abilities. In orbit, the alien ships began their assault. Energy beams lanced down from the sky, targeting major cities. But this time, Earth was ready. In New York, Sarah Chen stood on a rooftop, her enhanced senses allowing her to track the incoming attacks. "Incoming," she shouted into her comm unit. Moments later, a group of telekinetics deflected the energy beam, sending it harmlessly into the atmosphere. Similar scenes played out across the globe. In Rio de Janeiro, a team of enhanced humans created a massive force field, shielding the city from attack. In Moscow, telepaths coordinated defense efforts with unprecedented efficiency, anticipating the aliens' moves before they happened. The aliens, caught off guard by Earth's sudden show of strength, intensified their assault. They launched ground troops, strange creatures with multiple limbs, and advanced weaponry. But humanity stood its ground. Enhanced soldiers met the alien forces head-on, their newfound strength and abilities evening the odds. In the skies, pilots with heightened reflexes and spatial awareness outmaneuvered alien fighters, turning the tide of the aerial battle. As the fight raged on, Dr. Khan worked tirelessly in her lab, analyzing alien technology captured in the battle. She knew that while the enhancement procedure had given humanity a fighting chance, they needed more to secure victory. "Dr. Khan," an assistant burst into the lab. "We've captured one of their ships. It's mostly intact." Aisha's eyes widened. This was the opportunity they needed. "Get me on that ship," she ordered. "And bring every enhanced scientist we have. We're going to unlock their secrets and use them against them." As she rushed to the captured ship, Aisha couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Humanity, once dismissed as weak and cowardly, was now standing tall against a threat that had terrified even the mighty galactic empire. The battle was far from over, but for the first time since the alien fleet appeared, hope began to spread. Humanity had been pushed to the brink, forced to evolve in ways they never imagined. And now, they were ready to show the universe what they were truly capable of. The age of human timidity was over. A new era of human potential had begun. Dr. Aisha Khan stood in the captured alien ship, her enhanced mind racing as she took in the advanced technology around her. The interior was a maze of pulsing lights and strange, organic-looking controls. A team of Earth's brightest scientists, all newly enhanced, worked feverishly alongside her. "This is incredible," muttered Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her fingers dancing over a holographic display. "Their navigation system, it's like nothing we've ever seen." Aisha nodded, her attention focused on what appeared to be the ship's main computer. "If we can crack their systems, we might be able to turn the tide of this war." As they worked, the battle raged on outside. Enhanced human soldiers fought bravely against the alien invaders, their newfound abilities keeping them in the fight. But the aliens were adapting, bringing in heavier weapons and more troops. In the skies above London, Sarah Chen piloted a fighter jet, her enhanced reflexes allowing her to pull off maneuvers that would have been impossible just days ago. She weaved through a hail of alien fire, her targeting systems locking onto an enemy ship. "Got you," she whispered, launching a missile. The alien ship exploded in a ball of fire, but Sarah had no time to celebrate. More enemy craft were incoming. On the ground in Cairo, James used his telekinetic abilities to hurl chunks of debris at advancing alien troops. Beside him, Adora's healing touch kept injured soldiers in the fight. They were holding the line, but barely. Back on the captured ship, Aisha's team made a breakthrough. "We're in," shouted Dr. Tanaka. "I've accessed their communication network." Aisha rushed over, her eyes widening as she saw the stream of alien data. "This is it," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "We can use this to coordinate our attacks, maybe even send false orders to confuse their forces." But as they delved deeper into the alien systems, they made a shocking discovery. The invading force wasn't just a random attack. It was a test, orchestrated by the very galactic empire that had labeled humanity as weak. They set this up," Aisha said, her voice shaking with anger. They wanted to see how we'd react if we'd just roll over and die. The revelation sent shockwaves through Earth's leadership. General Rodriguez, coordinating the global defense from a bunker in the Andes, received the news with a grim expression. "So, we're lab rats in their twisted experiment," she growled. "Well, it's time we show them just how sharp our teeth are." With their newfound knowledge and access to the alien systems, humanity began to turn the tide. False orders sent alien ships crashing into each other. Coordinated strikes took out key enemy positions. Slowly but surely, Earth's defenders pushed the invaders back. In New York, a group of enhanced humans, led by an architect named Miguel, used their combined abilities to reconstruct damaged buildings in real time, providing cover and strategic positions for Earth's forces. The aliens, unprepared for such rapid adaptation, found themselves increasingly outmaneuvered. As the battle reached its peak, Asia made another crucial discovery in the alien ship's database. "There's a weakness in their fleet's central command ship," she announced over the global communication network. "If we can take it out, their entire force will be thrown into disarray." The news galvanized Earth's forces. A plan was quickly formed. Sarah Chen, now recognized as one of Earth's top pilots, would lead a squadron to attack the command ship. James, Adora, and other enhanced individuals with complementary abilities would be on board to breach the ship's defenses. As the strike team prepared for their mission, Asia worked tirelessly to provide them with every advantage. She uploaded the alien ship's schematics to their neural interfaces and prepared a virus that could disrupt the command ship's systems. "Remember," Asia said to the team before they left, "you're not just fighting for Earth. You're fighting to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." Sarah nodded, her face set with determination. "We won't let you down, Dr. Khan. We won't let humanity down." As the strike team's ships launched into the chaos of battle above, Asia returned to her work, coordinating the global defense efforts. The next few hours would determine not just the fate of Earth, but humanity's place in the galactic community. The final battle was about to begin, and humanity was ready to prove, once and for all, that they were anything but cowards. The space above Earth was a chaotic dance of light and destruction. Alien ships clashed with Earth's defenders, explosions blooming like deadly flowers against the backdrop of stars. Through this mayhem, a small squadron of Earth's finest pilots threaded their way, led by the determined Sarah Chen. "Strike team, stay in formation." Sarah's voice crackled over the comm. "We've got one shot at this. Make it count." Behind her, 5 ships followed in tight formation. Each carried a team of enhanced humans, their abilities carefully chosen for the mission ahead. James, the telekinetic, and Adora, the healer, were among them, their hearts racing with a mixture of fear and excitement. As they approached the massive alien command ship, alarms blared. Enemy fighters swarmed towards them, energy weapons blazing. "Evasive maneuvers," Sarah shouted, her enhanced reflexes allowing her to dodge incoming fire with impossible grace. Her squadron followed suit, weaving through the barrage. Back on Earth, Dr. Aisha Khan watched the battle unfold through a complex holographic display. Her fingers danced over controls, coordinating global defenses while feeding real-time data to the strike team. "Sarah, you've got a clear path to the command ship's hangar on the starboard side." Aisha's voice came through the comm. "It'll be heavily guarded, but it's your best shot." "Copy that," Sarah replied, banking her ship hard to the right. "Strike team, on me." The squadron dove towards the indicated hangar, laser fire streaking past them. 2 of their ships were hit, spiraling away in flames. Sarah gritted her teeth, pushing away the guilt. They had to succeed, no matter the cost. As they neared the hangar, James closed his eyes, focusing his telekinetic powers. With a grunt of effort, he reached out with his mind, creating a force field around the remaining ships. Energy blasts splashed harmlessly against the invisible barrier. "Nice work, James," Sarah called out as they streaked into the hangar, skidding to a stop amidst chaos and confusion. The strike team poured out of their ships, immediately engaging the alien defenders. Adora's hands glowed with healing energy, quickly tending to any injuries. Other enhanced humans unleashed their abilities. Bolts of electricity arced from one's fingertips, while another moved with superhuman speed, disarming aliens left and right. James used his telekinesis to create barriers, protecting the team as they fought their way deeper into the ship. Sarah, armed with both a high-tech rifle and her enhanced senses, led the charge. "Dr. Khan, we're in," Sarah reported as they fought their way through twisting corridors. "Guide us to the main control room." On Earth, Aisha's fingers flew over her console. "Take the next left, then 2 rights. Be careful, I'm detecting a lot of activity ahead." The team battled through waves of alien defenders, their enhanced abilities giving them the edge in close combat. James threw aliens against walls with his mind, while Adora's touch kept the team fighting at full strength despite injuries. Finally, they reached a massive door, the entrance to the control room. Sarah placed a small device on the door, a piece of tech Aisha had developed using the knowledge from the captured ship. "Reaching charge set," Sarah announced. "Everyone, get ready." The door exploded inward, and the team surged through the smoke. They found themselves in a vast chamber filled with holographic displays and strange, pulsing machinery. At the center stood a group of aliens, different from the soldiers they'd fought. Clearly, the leaders. "Surrender now," Sarah demanded, her weapon trained on the alien that seemed to be in charge. The alien leader turned, its multiple eyes blinking in what might have been surprise. It spoke, its words translated through the team's neural interfaces. "Impossible," the alien said. "You were supposed to be weak, cowardly. How did you manage this?" James stepped forward, his eyes glowing with telekinetic energy. "You underestimated humanity. That was your mistake." Adora joined him, her hands shimmering with healing light. "We're not your lab rats or your servants. We're here to end this war." The alien leader looked at them, then at the battles raging on the holographic displays around the room. For a moment, there was silence. Then, slowly, the alien raised its arms in a gesture of surrender. "Perhaps," it said, "we have much to learn about humans." Sarah quickly relayed the news to Aisha and the rest of Earth's forces. As word spread of the alien surrender, cheers erupted across the globe. The invasion was over. Humanity had faced its greatest threat and emerged victorious. But as the initial euphoria faded, Sarah and her team knew this was just the beginning. They had proven humanity's worth to the stars. Now they had to figure out what that meant for Earth's future in a much larger, more complex galactic community. The age of human isolation was over. A new chapter in human history was about to begin. In the weeks following the alien surrender, Earth buzzed with activity. The skies, once filled with battling ships, now hosted a strange mix of human and alien craft working together to repair the damage done during the invasion. Dr. Aisha Khan stood atop the United Nations building in New York, watching the activity above. Beside her stood Sarah Chen, James, and Adora, the heroes of the final battle. They had been summoned for an important meeting, but none knew exactly why. "It's amazing, isn't it?" Adora said, her eyes following a group of humans and aliens using their combined abilities to lift a damaged skyscraper back into place. "A month ago, we were fighting for our lives. Now, look at us." James nodded, a small smile on his face. "We've come a long way, but I can't help wondering what comes next." As if on cue, the door behind them opened. UN Secretary-General Amina Okafor stepped out, her face serious. "Thank you all for coming. Please, follow me. There's someone you need to meet." Curious and a little apprehensive, the group followed Amina into a large conference room. To their surprise, they found it filled with a mix of humans and aliens. At the head of the table sat a tall, regal-looking alien with shimmering blue skin and 4 piercing eyes. "Allow me to introduce High Counselor Zixnera of the Galactic Empire." Amina said, her voice echoing in the suddenly quiet room. Aisha felt a surge of anger. This was the alien who had labeled humans as cowards, who had orchestrated the invasion that had cost so many lives. She opened her mouth to speak, but Zixnera raised a hand. "Please," the alien said, its voice surprisingly gentle. "I know you have every right to be angry, but I am here to apologize and to offer humanity a place in the galactic community. As equals." A murmur ran through the room. Sarah stepped forward, her eyes narrowed. "Why should we trust you, after everything you've done?" Zixnera nodded slowly. "A fair question. The truth is, we were wrong about humanity. Terribly, catastrophically wrong. Your species has shown a level of adaptability, courage, and innovation that we've never seen before. You've forced us to reconsider everything we thought we knew about galactic civilization." The alien gestured to the others in the room. "These are representatives from various races across the galaxy. They've all come to extend their own apologies and to learn from humanity." Aisha looked around the room, seeing a mix of curiosity, respect, and even a little fear in the aliens' eyes. It was a far cry from the dismissive attitude they'd shown before the invasion. "What exactly are you proposing?" Aisha asked, her scientific curiosity piqued despite her lingering anger. Zixnera stood, activating a holographic display in the center of the table. It showed a vast network of planets and star systems. "We're offering humanity full membership in the Galactic Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. Access to advanced technology, participation in galactic governance, and protection from genuine threats." James frowned. "And in return?" "In return," Zixnera said, "we ask that humanity share its unique insights and abilities. Your enhancement procedure, for example, could revolutionize life across the galaxy. And your incredible adaptability could help us solve problems we've struggled with for millennia." The room fell silent as everyone considered the offer. It was Adora who spoke next, her voice thoughtful. "This could be an amazing opportunity for humanity, but we can't forget the cost it took to get here. So many lives lost, so much destruction." Amina nodded gravely. "You're right, Adora, which is why, if we accept this offer, we'll do so on our terms. We'll demand reparations for the damage done, and safeguards to ensure nothing like this invasion ever happens again." Zixnera bowed its head. "Of course, we expected nothing less." As the discussion continued, Aisha found her mind racing with possibilities. The scientific advancements, the cultural exchanges, the chance to explore the stars. It was everything she had ever dreamed of. But she also knew the decision couldn't be made lightly. Humanity had proven its worth, yes, but now they had to prove their wisdom. The choices they made in the coming days would shape not just Earth's future, but the future of the entire galaxy. As she looked around at her fellow humans, at Sarah's determination, James' thoughtfulness, Adora's compassion, Aisha felt a surge of pride and hope. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew that humanity would face them head-on, with courage and ingenuity. The galaxy had underestimated humanity once. It wouldn't make that mistake again. 5 years had passed since the day humanity was offered a place among the stars. The Earth had changed in ways few could have imagined. Once ruined cities now gleamed with a mix of human ingenuity and alien technology. The skies were filled with ships of all shapes and sizes, coming and going from distant worlds. Dr. Aisha Khan stood on the launching pad of the new Global Space Academy, watching as the first class of human-alien cadets prepared for their inaugural flight. Among them were faces both familiar and strange. Humans with enhanced abilities working alongside beings from across the galaxy. "Nervous?" a voice asked from behind her. Aisha turned to see Sarah Chen, now Admiral of Earth's growing space fleet. Aisha smiled. "A little. It's a big day." Sarah nodded, her eyes on the cadets. "We've come a long way since that day in New York." Indeed they had. The decision to join the Galactic Empire hadn't been easy. There had been debates, protests, and fears of losing Earth's identity. But in the end, the promise of a brighter future had won out. James and Adora joined them, each now leaders in their own right. James headed Earth's new psionic research division, while Adora had become a key figure in intergalactic diplomacy. "Look at them," Adora said, watching a young human cadet chatting animatedly with a four-armed alien. "They're not afraid. They're excited." James nodded. "That's the difference 5 years can make. We're not just survivors anymore. We're explorers." A loud chime signaled the start of the launch ceremony. The four friends made their way to the stage, where they were joined by alien dignitaries and Earth's leaders. UN Secretary General Amina Okafor stepped up to the podium, her face beaming with pride. 5 years ago, we faced our greatest challenge. We were tested not just in our strength, but in our character. Today, we celebrate not just our survival, but our growth. She gestured to the cadets. These young people, human and alien alike, represent our future, a future of cooperation, of shared knowledge, of infinite possibilities. As Amina spoke, Aisha couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought them here. The terror of the invasion, the exhilaration of discovery, the hard work of rebuilding and reconciliation. It hadn't been easy, but it had been worth it. The ceremony continued, with speeches from alien representatives and demonstrations of the new technologies Earth had helped develop. The enhancement procedure, refined and improved, had revolutionized medicine across the galaxy. Earth's unique perspective had led to breakthroughs in everything from faster-than-light travel to conflict resolution. Finally, it was time for the launch. The cadets boarded their sleek, new training ship, a marvel of human and alien engineering. As the engines fired up, the crowd held its breath. The ship rose smoothly into the air, hovered for a moment, then shot upwards with incredible speed. Within seconds, it was just a point of light in the sky, then gone, off to its first training mission in a distant star system. As the crowd cheered, Aisha felt a tap on her shoulder. She turned to see High Counselor Zixnera, who had become a close friend and ally over the years. "Remarkable," the alien said, its four eyes blinking in what Aisha had learned was an expression of awe. "Do you ever wonder what might have happened if we hadn't underestimated your people?" Aisha considered the question. "I think," she said slowly, "that sometimes we need to be underestimated. It pushes us to prove ourselves, to exceed our own expectations." Zixnera nodded thoughtfully. "A wise perspective. It's that kind of thinking that has made humanity such a valuable part of our galactic family." As the celebration continued around them, Aisha looked up at the stars. Somewhere up there, the young cadets were beginning their journey. What wonders would they discover? What challenges would they face? Whatever lay ahead, she knew that humanity was ready. They had been labeled as cowards, but had proven themselves heroes. They had faced extinction and emerged as pioneers. The galaxy had tried to conquer them, and instead became their home. As the first stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, Aisha smiled. Humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning, and she couldn't wait to see what happened next.